What's going on, guys? We are back with another video on the IERC Merge Empire chassis. So just really quickly, I want to go through how your kit will come built. So it'll come with our standard 78mm skid with 4 holes for the Axial 3-gear transmission or the Element Stealth transmission. Up front, you have a 75mm standoff to brace the front, and then in the rear, you'll have two 67.5mm spacers, standoffs, and that's pinched. You can see right there. They'll be available in silver carbon fiber and in black carbon fiber. Now up front here, we have a crown that's just engraved. We didn't cut through, just to leave the frame sturdy up front. And then you will also be supplied with 4 set screws for your skid plate to mount your links. And then you will have 2 8mm spacers and then 2 3mm spacers. Now these spacers here, they are going to be used on your rear, upper, and lower links if you're mounting your links from your chassis. So you'll be using the 8mm spacer on the lower link and the 3mm spacer on the upper link. If you're going off of the skid plate with the longer links, you will only be using the 3mm spacer up top, and then you'll have an extra 8mm spacer to either space out your shocks. You can use them right here, or you can use it up here, but more than likely you're gonna want to use it at the bottom. So we will have these links available to purchase with the kit as well. If you are running the links off of the chassis, you will have the option to run it all the way from 12.75 all the way to 14 inches. So every hole here is spaced out 1/4 of an inch, so you'll be able to adjust your wheelbase accordingly. The front will remain pretty much as the links that come with the kit, which is, I believe, is 75mm and 65mm. So these are the links right here, and these will be available to purchase along with the kit. Now, just really quickly, I want to go through how this rig is built and what you will need or how to go about building it. So up front, we have a 65 to 75mm drive shaft, and then in the back we have a cut to length drive shaft. So pretty much this one will come long. You'll cut it accordingly to your wheelbase. So this is the cut to length drive shaft right here. Now also something that I want to address is if you are running Kapra axles, you will need either Traxxas, or these are the Axial HD rod ends. And you can see right here, we are using the curved rod ends. I don't know, these are called the offset rod ends. So, and this is just to get that length. And then in the upper links, you just use the straights. And then in the rear, you can just use the straights as well. So it's just the front if you're using Kapra axles. And this is just to get that perfect width for mounting your links here. Besides that, I mean, up front, it's pretty standard. We have a shock tower here with multiple mounting options. Here, you can run 80mm on the lower holes or 90mm on the upper holes, or however you would like to run those. We have 3 holes here for your upper link mounts, And once again, like I said, you have multiple holes here for your upper and lower links adjustment. Now, if you are, so let me bring this back. So these two holes right here, the ones furthest to the front, the bottoms, the focus, because this is the color. Here we go. So on the most forward upper and lower holes, so these two holes are meant for a bearing carrier, and I will show you guys right now. So these are meant for a bearing carrier right here, and then we just gave you guys a bunch of shock tuning holes right here. So that's that for that. Now on here we're running the deluxe portal transmission with a revolver. Now you can't fit a full can here, you cannot. So we are suggesting go with the revolver style motor of your liking. We have our electronics mounted here are on a electronics tray behind the servo electronics tray. We have our electronics there, and now this electronics tray comes with one other quarter-inch spacer, so you're able to push it back even further more. And I know a few people that have been helping us test this are running their 850 or smaller battery on this tray as well. On this application, we're running it right there next to the transmission. And just really quickly, while I have this rig here, before I grab the other rig, we have these kickoff sliders right here. Now these little kickoffs are 10 millimeters. They're 10 millimeters wide. They are tiny, and they follow the contour in the front of the chassis. So pretty much these were designed for the Endura cage. So if you're running an Endura cage, once you mount this here, this will sit pretty much like that. And now I'll come back to this. We did make a mounting system for this, for the chassis, and I'll also show you guys how I cut this to remove weight from it and stuff. So before that, I just want to go over a few other things here. So we also built another chassis with the same link set right here, and we built it on TRX4 axles. And you can see here we have this on our prototype aluminum chassis, just because we're not probably gonna swap it out at a later time. So just pretty much built this so that, move this out of the way, so that you guys can see other options that we have available for this chassis. If you are gonna run a body on here, we have these body mounts here, 3D printed. Now this is the front here. Simply bolt on to the most forward two holes here. You can see here full compression. You used to have full compression on the shocks. You used to have plenty of space there. Now the stud screw goes in through the front, and then of course you want to cut your body post mount here at the bottom, flush with the 3D printed part. I now have this on a 2-load transmission right here. So if you are using the skid, you can drill the holes for the 2-load trans. The can on your revolver will be offset and a little bit off of your frame, but you can simply use that kickoff slider in case you do come up here high enough, you don't hit the can at all. Now we're using the same front drive shaft which is 65 to 75 millimeters long, and then in the rear we are using a 120 to 180 millimeter drive shaft, and this wheelbase on this cart is 13 inches. So the how we got the 13 inches on this is simply by running the longer rod end right here on the skid plate. Now the part number for these rod ends, it's TRA5525. These are from Traxxas, and for all the other rod ends are the Axial AXI rod ends. One other thing before anything goes any further, these just come with the links. We do not provide the rod ends or the pivot balls for these, so these you will have to, you know, buy on your own. And now I mounted up the bearing carrier here for you guys to see it, how it's mounted onto the two most forward holes. You can move this here, you can flip it upside down, you can move it to the top. So pretty much these two positions here, they are for your bearing carrier. Now you can find this on Amazon as well. And then here in the back we have the rear body post mount, and then you can either run the body post mount here, or you can run a set screw along with one of these twist nuts right here. And then you also have this option in the front here if you wanted to run a set screw up front, so you can do that on the front and the rear. We have that option. In the rear one, you can see here that you use the front hole and the rear hole, and then you use a set screw or another M3 to go through your body post mount to hold it in place. Now we did put these as close as possible to the chassis so that they do not interfere with the links when fully compressed, so you don't have to worry about the actual rod end hitting the body post mount here. And then again, we do suggest, you know, if it's really long, just cut the body post mount and just leave it as short as possible. So that's pretty much the breakdown for these two builds here. Now just really quickly, let me go through and see and let you guys know how I cut this. But before I do, let me grab another cage so that I can show you guys what the stock cage looks like. All right, so we are back. Now we have a stock cage here, and we have the cut up cage here. It's the same cage, this one just has vinyl wrap on it. So really quickly, you will not use or not need the provided skid plate, the battery tray, and then you can see here, this is pretty much what I cut off. I think I cut more off of it, but I threw the other plastic pieces away. So I cut these pieces off right here, which is this piece right here, and then this piece right here is all of this front end right here. So we got all of that cut off of it, and then we cut this top tower off of it as well. And then on the inside we cut this piece right here, which is that piece right there, and I believe that's it for that. So pretty much when you cut this panel here is going to be your guide. So you kind of want to start here in the middle and cut back, and then cut forward as straight as possible. And then here you're going to cut this piece off right here. So follow this tube right here, this plastic tube, and cut straight down. You kind of just want to round that one off and cut it off, cut that off, and then cut the front off right here, and then cut the front off right here and here. Now this tube right here, you can use it to brace the top right here. So this piece, this tube right here, you use it right here to brace it. This piece right here, this tubing right here, you're not going to use it, And then this is how I cut mine. So you can see there, I cut it as close to the panel as I could. That's how mine ended up looking. I cut this piece of plastic on this panel, and also this piece of plastic on this panel right here. Like I said, we cut the front piece here, and then the top here and here. So this is pretty light now. Actually used this interior from an old Red Cat. I don't remember what it was, but this is from an old Red Cat. Now the way that we mount this to the chassis, so we made these 3D printed, carbon fiber pieces. So you can see here, you just want to leave it snug, not too snug, where this is able to move back and forth. And I'll show you guys right now. So this cage is wider because I forced the skid plate in here. Because I forced the interior in here, so it's wider. So when you have yours, these will work to mount on the inside. So on the inside of the rails instead of the outside. So I'll show you guys in a little bit. I'll mount that up. So this is what it will come with. So it'll come with 2 carbon fiber mounting brackets like this, and then it'll come with 2 I believe these are 6 millimeters, and then 2 3 millimeters. That way, you know, if you need to space it out, or if you need to space it out even more, you can just use all of them. If you don't need them, then you end up with some extra spacers. So let me mount this cage up real quick. I'll show you how I installed it, and how I clip it onto the chassis, and we should wrap it up. All right, so here it is. It's fully mounted. You can see there is the carbon fiber mounting brace, and then like I mentioned earlier, this is plastic, so I just kind of pushed it a little bit open to put it on here. Now just really quickly, you do want to use Loctite on this screw here, and you do not want to tighten this up too much, because you want to allow this this mounting brace here to move back and forth. In the rear, you can see there how it moves. Once you're running, this is not going to move, but and if you did want it to, you can just simply tighten that up a little bit more. But in the back, you can see here, if you're not running a bearing carrier or anything, you can simply put a body clip right here onto your cage, and then you can simply snap that clip into the aluminum standoff right there, and then that's how it holds in place. You can see there, it's pretty sturdy. And then let me show you guys, that's how it mounts up. And then see there, to reach in for your battery, or if you need to check electronics or anything, simply there. And then of course, once you're putting it back, just simply put it back here and then pop it into place. So that's how we install the cage, and I hope I covered as much info as possible. If I left anything out, or if you guys have any questions regarding anything, please leave us a comment. We'll definitely try to get back to you guys as quick as we can to help you guys out with anything needed. Or you can always send us an email with any questions to info@IERCscaler.com, or you can reach us on Instagram at IE_RC. And that's a wrap, guys. Hope you guys enjoy.